Hello, Kentucky. The Wildcats program has shown interest in Josh Howard's son. This guy is Bryson Howard. Is he a big star who could land on the Wildcats? Let's talk about that, but first subscribe to the channel. One of the most promising prospects in the 2026 class. Bryson Howard, son of former NBA All-Star Josh Howard, has been attracting interest from Kentucky. Howard's entry into the radar of elite college basketball schools is no coincidence. With an impressive combination of athletic ability, instinct for the game, and family pedigree, he represents a talent that can change the dynamics of any program that is lucky enough to recruit him. For Mark Pope and Kentucky, investing in an elite athlete like Bryson Howard brings with it benefits that go beyond statistics. First, it's impossible to ignore the genetics and legacy that Bryson carries with him. The son of Josh Howard, a player who built a solid NBA career with notable stints with the Dallas Mavericks and other teams, Bryson grew up surrounded by high-level basketball. This early exposure offers undeniable advantages. Not only has he learned the fundamentals of the sport in a competitive environment, but he's also developed an advanced understanding of the game that few players his age possess. This translates into quicker decision-making, greater confidence in pressure situations, and a unique ability to read the game, qualities that are extremely valuable for a program looking to maintain its position among the best in the country. In addition, Bryson Howard's recent performance on the Nike EYBL U16 circuit reinforces his status as a rising star, averaging an impressive 26.8 points per game, along with significant contributions in rebounds, 4.8, and steals, 2.8. He has demonstrated that he is a complete player. His three-point shooting efficiency, 42.3%, is particularly noteworthy, especially in an era where the perimeter is increasingly valued. For Mark Pope, whose system often emphasizes space and offensive versatility, the addition of a point guard with the ability to score both inside and outside the paint would be a huge asset. Another important consideration is the impact Bryson Howard can have on building a culture of excellence in the Kentucky locker room. Players of his stature and potential tend to attract attention not only for their individual skills, but also for their ability to inspire their teammates. His commitment to personal development and the competitive mindset he inherited from his father could help shape a new generation of Wildcats. Plus, the fact that programs like Tennessee, Georgetown, Houston, and Texas are already eyeing him adds even more prestige to his recruitment. For Kentucky, landing such a coveted player would be a powerful statement about the program's continued strength. Then there's the long-term strategic aspect. With some big names leaving in recent seasons and the constant turnover in moderns college basketball, finding players who can contribute immediately while still having the potential to develop is essential. Bryson Howard, at 16, has all the makings of a player who can grow with the program. He has room to improve physically, refining his strength and endurance, while maturing tactically under the guidance of an experienced coach like Mark Pope. This creates an ideal synergy. The player develops in Kentucky's competitive environment, while the program benefits from his growing contribution. Finally, recruiting Howard could also strengthen Kentucky's ties with influential basketball families and agents. As a former NBA player, Josh Howard has deep connections in the sport and a keen understanding of what it takes to succeed at the highest levels. Bringing his son into the program not only reinforces Kentucky's reputation as a premier destination for elite talent, but also opens the door to future partnerships and recruiting opportunities. In that sense, the interest in Bryson Howard is more than a one-off move, is part of a larger strategy to cement Kentucky as the undisputed leader in the college scene. While it is still too early to predict Bryson Howard's future in college basketball, the signs are clear. He is a name that promises to make an impact. For Mark Pope and Kentucky, investing in a player with his potential, family history, and exceptional skills would be a significant step toward continuing the program's legacy of excellence. In a sport where recruiting is key to success, Bryson Howard could be a great freshman for Kentucky, continuing to be the standout team that it is. Kentucky football finds itself at a crossroads, one of those times that defines not only the near future, but has also been a source of uncertainty for the team and its coach. Mark Stoops, the longest-tenured coach in Kentucky football history, is about to face one of the toughest challenges of his career, proving that he still has the gas in the tank to lead the Wildcats amid a scenario of radical transformation in college sports. And if there is one thing we can take away from this nebulous situation, it is one certainty. 2025 will be a decisive year for the program, and perhaps for Stoops' own tenure at the helm. Recent news paints a complicated picture. The drop in ticket sales, the lack of enthusiasm for events like the spring game, and the veiled criticism from fellow SEC coaches indicate that the Big Blue Nation's patience is reaching its limit. It's no secret that Kentucky football has never been synonymous with absolute glory. But in recent years, under Stoops' leadership, there has been a sense of progress, of slow and steady construction. Back-to-back 7-win seasons have raised expectations, but a collapse to 4-8 in 2024 has thrown all that out of whack, exposing structural weaknesses that seem hard to overcome. The most cutting criticism comes from within the SEC itself, that cutthroat conference where competitiveness is not just a goal, but a daily requirement. Anonymous coaches interviewed by Athlon Sports pointed directly to Kentucky's inability to keep up with the sport's evolution in the era of the transfer portal and NIL. This new reality, with its billions of dollars at stake and a relentless race for talent, seems to have left Stoops and his staff behind. "Stoops doesn't seem like the guy who's going to radically adapt to win in this era," said one rival coach. Another put it even more bluntly. "They weren't aggressive or physical on the line last season. They didn't play like those Mark Stoops teams that beat you." These words carry weight, not because they come from opponents, but because they reflect a widespread perception. Kentucky, once seen as a model of resilience, is now at risk of becoming irrelevant in a conference that does not tolerate setbacks. The competitiveness of the front lines, which was once a hallmark of Stoops' teams, seems to have been diluted. The grit and discipline that he emphasizes so much continue to be mentioned, but as we well know, those qualities alone do not win games against teams like Alabama, Georgia, or Tennessee. It would be unfair to reduce the current narrative of Kentucky football to an absolute failure. Even amid the criticism, there are nuances that deserve to be highlighted. First, Stoops has demonstrated a genuine passion for the program in his recent statements. He not only reiterated his love for Kentucky, but also promised to work tirelessly to rebuild the team. "I love this place," he told KSR, visibly emotional. "I'll be honest with you, I'm emotional right now talking about this because my ass wants to go back to the office and work to make this team better." This stance, while it may sound sentimental to some, is the kind of commitment that can make a difference in times of crisis. Before Stoops, the program was in the shadows, often relegated to the role of punching bag in the SEC. He was the one who brought light to the project, who showed that it was possible to compete in one of the most brutal leagues in the world. Today, Kentucky is discussed as a program capable of attracting talent and dreaming of major bowls. Part of that credit belongs to Stoops. He is not just a coach, he is an architect who helped build something bigger than himself. The current context demands more than nostalgia. The projections for 2025 are discouraging. FanDuel predicts 4.5 wins, while DraftKings predicts 5.5. The Wildcats' schedule includes some of the toughest games in the country, with few games in which they are considered clear favorites. To make matters worse, there's the relentless pressure to see smaller programs like Vanderbilt and South Carolina move forward with more modern, time-savvy strategies. That creates a sense of urgency that hangs over Lexington like a shadow. But here's the silver lining. Mark Stoops has a chance. A real chance, albeit a tough one. He's on a favorable contract, which means Kentucky won't have to make any rash decisions based on finances. He also has experience and a deep understanding of the program that no outside coach could offer right away. What do you think? Let us know.